Wait, can we start eating now? Or like,
Yeah, we can start eating.
I'm gonna say grape.
Así que hay que aprender a ver.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Something I didn't mention back in the first video is that in the middle of October, probably the beginning of October, my roommate actually brought a fish and she got a whole tank for the fish and we ended up calling it Rocky Blue. And it became one of our friends, but now I don't see her anymore because Blue is all the way back in Rochelle's house and I'm not there. To continue off from what we left off in the last video, my computer that I've had since freshman year of high school broke. I really don't know what really happened because I just left my computer alone for one weekend. I left it alone, I didn't even touch it. And then when I go back on Monday to go use it, I find out that there's like a really thick like scribbled line on the middle of the screen and I'm just like, I can't even use it properly. But I told my mom about it. She was like, you're gonna have to use it because there's no funds to be buying a new one. So I just dealt with it and you know, I toughed it out. But that doesn't even cover what else happened that the following months after October. I do want to mention that November has got to be one of the most stressful months in college that there is, other than finals week, but that's a whole other issue in itself. I'm telling you, November is when a lot of things went down. You're just so stressed out that you just want to rip your hair out, but you can't because you have to tough it out because you're paying for these classes and there's no way you're gonna fail, huh? So the first thing that happened in November was my computer broke. And then after that, once again, as I said back in October, my tests were inconveniently scheduled on the worst day possible. Like, I kid you not, I don't know why these people do this to me, but they do it and I just had to deal with it. So my last exam before Thanksgiving break scheduled for the night before everybody was leaving. And I was like, wow, really, you're literally gonna do this to me? Like, the night that I want to leave, the night that I have to pack from like my little break, you want to give me an exam? You want to give me an exam? And it wasn't even one exam, it was two back-to-back exams. It was Monday and then Tuesday, and then I had an exam that night. Like, bro, mind you though, everybody on Tuesday, everyone was gone. Like, my whole entire dorm building was like empty, and the only people left were these people who were taking this chemistry exam. And I really questioned why I chose Stonybrook at that point, because I was like, really, first Halloween and now this? What's next? Christmas? So although my test was scheduled wrongfully, I did end up having a lot of fun like Thanksgiving break because I ended up going to my friend's house for a Friendsgiving, which was really nice. I really enjoyed it because I haven't seen them in so long. And I really miss them. Like, she goes to school all the way in Pittsburgh, like, bro. So now by this point it's, you know, Thanksgiving Day. So you already know my mom was throwing it down in the kitchen, seasoning the turkey, seasoning everything that needs to be seasoned. But not gonna lie, my mom always throws it down for Thanksgiving. Like, listen, if y'all have been to my house during Thanksgiving or during any event and my mom cooked, all right, you already know. And the next day was Black Friday and we didn't really do anything because we were all lazy. I ended up doing work because that's all you do as a college student. You have fun and then you have to do work. When I went back to school after Thanksgiving break, I feel like everybody just started getting lazy, especially the cooks. So the way that Stonybrook is set up is that there's two dining halls and it's called East Side Dining and then West Side Dining. And they're both buffet styled, and then there's other places to eat that are like more franchise based, or like just you order and then you get them. I was really surprised, not gonna lie, because not that the food was, you know, great or whatever, but they had variety and, you know, every day was something, at least something new. Not that it was like always everything was new, but like something was new. The same thing was being made every day and they weren't even trying anymore to like put the seasoning on or whatever. Like, I literally was like, what a downgrade from the feast I was having at home. So this was also the week that we ended up getting grades back from the exams that we took prior to Thanksgiving break, and I'm not gonna lie, I was really disappointed when I got back my math grade. As I said in the last video, this professor just doesn't know how to teach, and I feel like I disappointed myself because I'm such a good like self-taught learner, you know. I was really struggling, bro, and I ended up getting like a really bad grade on that test. But you know, the redemption was real. Since everybody was getting lazy by November, I feel like this is when I started getting lazy. Like I started dressing like literally, if you saw me throughout my fall semester, you would see that I was dressing cute in the beginning, and then by the end of it, it was just sweats and hoodies all day. And especially since it was cold and it was rainy and it was snowing some days, like it was not it, you know. I was not trying to impress anybody. However, I will talk about the subject because I feel like it should be brought to light, you know. At least what I've experienced, Stonybrook guys, and I'm not trying to categorize guys or like, you know, subject them or whatever, but they're either very ballsy and they actually like go out of their way and make the first move, or they're kind of shy, reserved human beings, you know. I have yet to meet anybody who falls in the middle range. However, there was this one guy who kind of just, let me talk about that actually. I had this routine where 3 or 4 times a week I would wake up around 8 o'clock and I would go work out, right? I would go work out from like 8 to 9, and then I would have breakfast either alone or with my group of friends, you know. I would just have breakfast at 9. I would go to Eastside Dining and I'd be chilling, and if I'm not with my friends, you know, I got my earbuds on and I got my, you know, YouTube playing. You know what, the normal thing to do when you see somebody with earphones on and like, you know, a video playing, you just don't bother them, right? And especially since I was eating too, like I was minding my business after a workout. Mind you, I was bun up, you know, probably sweat still there, you know. I was not looking approachable. I'm not trying to expose anybody, but I'm just saying that this person really had the audacity to do this to me. So I'm just eating and chilling, and then this girl sits in front of me and I'm like, all right. So take off my earbuds, and she's like telling me how her friend thinks I'm cute. And I was like, who's your friend? And she points to this guy. It's like 9:15 in the morning. Like, I'm not trying to be, you know, axed out while I'm in my workout attire, while I'm trying to eat breakfast, trying to watch a YouTube video. I'm just not, you know. So I'm like, oh, like, I was not trying to lie to this girl. So as I was saying, yes, there are cute guys at Stonybrook. If you're a freshman and you're looking at this video for advice, I don't have any for you. It's your preference, actually. I don't think we should be looking for love or looking for anybody. I think it comes when it comes, and you should just go with the flow, you know. So other than that, there's actually a gym, and it's really close to hquad. I think it took like 6 minutes, like a 6 to 7 minute walk to just go to the gym in the morning. So I didn't really mind it, but I will note that the gym is kind of far from like West Side Quad, which is where I'm going to be dorming next year, so I'm worried about that. However, there are mini gyms in some of the buildings in a specific quad. So like for my quad, Benedict, which was another college right next to me, had a mini gym, and it was open from like 7 to 11 o'clock p.m. If you guys are planning to dorm, be cautious of like how much hot water you guys use. Not that they have like a restriction on like how much hot water you should be using, but if you're showering at 2 a.m. and you know you have the water on boiling hot, it's going to set off the fire alarms, and you're going to annoy a lot of people, trust me. But besides that whole issue, what also happened in November that really had me stressed and high-key mad was that we got a note. Whenever I would hang out with my friends at night, it would usually be either in the lounge or in my friend's room, which was on the other side of the building. So I was never in my room talking with other people. It would only be me and Rochelle who were in the room. So as I said, the walls are really thin and everybody can hear everything. I will note though that we have something called quiet hours, and it's hours between I think like 11 p.m. to something in the morning where you have to be quiet. If I'm in my room at 11 p.m. I'm either doing one of two things, either chilling, getting ready for bed, or I'm studying. So there's never an in-between. Like, I'm not really chilling with my friends in my room. So you could just imagine how shocked I was when Rochelle and I received this little letter. And I wish I took a picture of this little note, because it literally had me flabbergasted. Like, who? Dude, like. So the note basically said that we should be quiet at night, and that we're a disturbance to everybody else, and that they can't get any sleep, and that they be hearing us chatting and yelling at like 2 a.m. in the morning. Mind you, bro, this is what I'm doing at 2 a.m. in the morning. This is what I'm doing. And then I asked Rochelle, like, okay, then what happens during the weekend? And she's like, yo, nothing happens, and she doesn't make any noise. Like, she's the quietest person in the freaking floor. So at that point, I'm like, this note is a lie, and they definitely got the wrong people, because it was not us. So at that point, it's like the middle of November before Thanksgiving break, and so we don't really pay mind to it until we start hearing noise. The walls are thin, bro. Oh, this is when Rochelle told me how during the weekend our neighbors would like have guys in their room and they would do things. I was like kind of grateful that I would be home during those times, but I felt bad for Rochelle, because I was like, why you going? You sis really had to go through it. So she told me about that noise, and I was like, all right. So they definitely got the wrong ones, because it's definitely our neighbors over there. So I'm going about my day after finding out that we had that letter, and I get this email, and it goes, good afternoon, Ginette and Rochelle. I am reaching out to you as you are a member on the A3 community, and I want to remind you of some respect guidelines related to living in the A3 community in Langmuir. Your RA, Brianna, stopped by on Monday evening but was unable to connect with you in regards to this, so I want to follow up with an email. Recently, there have been many complaints about noise and some notes left on peers' doors. Before we get into what I replied, the way that it's set up is that it's like a hallway, right? So it's a hallway. So you have rooms and the doors are across from each other. These two people, the people in front of us and the people right next to us that were really frisky, they had an issue. So they were the ones sending notes to each other. So I don't know what this exact issue was between them, but I did see some of the notes. And one of the notes on the door in front of us was like they taped hair to their door, and they wrote a little note in regards to their hair and how they should be more mindful of their hair and where it ends up, and that they should pick it up when it has to be picked up. And I'm like, all right, first off, that's disgusting why you picked up the hair and taped it. Like, take a picture, bro. Like, you don't gotta pick it up if you're already disgusted. But that was the first thing. I'm not gonna say exactly what happened, because I don't even know. But I saw what was going on, and it was between the people in front of us and the people next door. It was nothing to do with Rochelle and I, and I'm really mad that I'm just reading it right now and they thought that we were involved. And that's when I knew. That's when I knew. It was like, there's some sketchy people. I need out of this dorm right now. Pretty sure they're the ones who did the noise complaint. Like, they're the one of them had to be the one that did the noise complaint, because they got the loudest people right now. Back to what I replied. Good afternoon. This is actually a surprising email to receive, because Rochelle and I are barely making noise well in our rooms. Most nights we have the lights out by 11 p.m. I will note that on countless occasions the room next door has made some noises past 11 p.m. while we were trying to sleep, but it has never got to an extreme point. We also got a note in the beginning of the month in regards to our loud noises, but we thought that the note writer had gotten the wrong door, because I went home every weekend and Rochelle is not one to have guests over after 11. I'm sorry, but this doesn't seem applicable to us. I was not having it. My petty self decided that it was about time that we allow our friends to come and chill in our room, because you know, if they want to hear noise, they're gonna hear noise, you know? So that's how I handled that situation, but we never like got loud again, and they had no reason to actually complain about us ever again. It's December, and December only means two things to college students. December starts off really well. Actually, I got back some grades. I was doing good. I was surprised how good I was doing, but I was doing good, you know? So I ended up going home that weekend because it was my sister's birthday and she was turning 21. So I go home that Friday. That Friday actually was the day of my closing ceremony for the program I'm in, which is called C-Step. It was nice. It was a little cute little, you know, little party. And then I got picked up that same night to go home for my sister's birthday. I actually had to wake up at 5, to be honest, for this girl, because she was gonna do a photo shoot with like the sunset on the Brooklyn Bridge. So we went. It was freezing. It was freezing that day. And I'm not no winter baby. I'm a spring baby. I like my heat. And she was out here wearing a dress. Like, I knew she was freezing. I know she was freezing. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do for the flicks, you know. The pictures ended up looking so nice. Like, they're amazing. So that day comes and goes really quickly. We ended up having a little surprise little thing for my sister, and she loved it. So my sister ended up having plans that following day to meet up with her friends at Queen Center Mall. So we go and we end up eating at this restaurant. So I don't really want to bash this restaurant because my friend works there, or at least I think she still works there. But a lot of things happened after I went and I ate at this restaurant. So it should be noted that we ended up eating at Applebee's that day. The only good side about eating at Applebee's was that I ended up seeing my friend that I haven't seen in months there. But I don't know, man. I think it was something I ate or something I drank or something. Because that very night, I ended up projectile vomiting. I'm never going back. And I don't know what to do because I'm not sure why I'm vomiting, because it didn't even occur to me at 2 a.m. in the morning that I was vomiting because I had food poisoning, but I did. How does this even happen? Like, I've never had this experience in my life. And it was the night before I was supposed to go back to school because it was my last day of classes, so I didn't want to miss that. But I didn't end up feeling better like I thought I was the next morning. I ended up feeling worse, and it got to the point where I didn't even want to go back to school. I just wanted to go to the hospital. So they ended up injecting nausea medication into my IV, which ended up making me feel better. Actually, my mom keeps telling me that this is what I get for leaving the house at a young age. And I was like, listen, it's just dorming. I come back every time, you know? I ended up going home around 4 p.m. and I was already feeling better, but I wasn't able to eat anything. I think I ended up eating like the soup that my mom made me. The following day, which was December 10th, we didn't have any finals that day. I think it was like called reading day, like, which meant that there was no exams or classes, so we could do whatever we want basically. And we ended up having a Secret Santa day that day. Rochelle and I are actually decorators because our whole like room was like Christmas themed, and like it was very homey. I feel I ended up feeling better that same day as my math final, which was a blessing, bro, because I was not trying to sit for like 2.5 hours taking an exam on an empty stomach, you know. My last day for finals was actually December 16th, which was a Monday. I ended up having 2 exams that day. I had one in the morning from like 8 to like 11, I think, and the other one was from like 5:30 p.m. to like 7, I think. It was a crazy day, but I finished, thank goodness. And I did all this with my broken computer, by the way. I don't want to hear anything, bro. I don't want to hear it. After that, that's when winter break started, and you don't really have to bring anything home because you can literally leave everything there for winter break, but I brought some things, of course. I feel like this was my favorite Christmas with my family. I ended up getting these workout shoes that I love and AirPods. I don't end up getting my grades back until that week after New Year's, which was surprising to me that it took that long, but it did. And I got all A's except for, you know, math, which I got B+ in, which is besides the point. We won't get into it because you guys already know how I feel about that math teacher. So my spring semester started like in January, like the end of January, and I ended up liking all my professors. This particular semester, I feel like I was able to experience more of Stonybrook. I don't know, maybe it's a me thing, but it was really going good for me. Like, bro, it was really going good. But then all of a sudden, you know, the whole issue happened and I had to go pack up and go home. So this semester was also the semester that I started hanging out in hquad more often. I feel like in my first semester, I kind of just stayed to hquad and like never really went out of my comfort zone until now. So I actually have a friend in hquad, and she's really welcoming, so we ended up going and we would chill in the lounge like all the time. It was all fun and games until this one night that we're chilling and we're all playing this game called Just for Girls, and then we got everybody involved, including the guys. So we're playing, and I think this was like 2 weeks or 1 week before the whole online learning switch happened. But we were all kind of scared. Like, we were like concerned because we heard rumors about there being cases in our area, and we were just a little bit scared, but we didn't think anything of it until this particular night. So we're all playing and it's kind of late. It's like 9-10 o'clock at night. All of a sudden we start hearing sirens. I'm thinking it's the police because it's normal that you know, it's a Thursday night, there's probably a party or something, I don't know. But no, it's an ambulance, bro. It's an ambulance. And I'm like, they better not be coming in. So I look out the window. To my very luck, these paramedics and policemen start walking in with a gurney. I'm just looking at them and they're like all geared up with some masks, gloves, everything. And I'm like, oh no, buddy, you not. So we're here just like all panicked, and it's like a group of like 10 of us in the lounge, and we're scared that we're gonna be quarantined in that lounge for like the rest of the night. We went a good 10 to 15 minutes of us being just clueless about what was going on around us. So I'm here just worried. I'm like, oh my god, I gotta call my mom. Like, she's about to get mad at me. She about to ask me why I'm in that quad in the first place. So they come out with the guy with the gurney, and one of my friends is really close to the RA, so they bring that RA over, and the RA ends up telling us that it was just a guy vomiting because he smoked too much or drank too much, something like that. And I tell you, we were all relieved after hearing that. And so that happened, and all of a sudden it was like, goodbye freshman year of college. You guys reached the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I really appreciate like all the love that I've been getting so far from these videos. Let me know if there's anything you guys want to watch. I have in mind a particular video I want to film next, so let me know. But thanks for watching. Bye.